Is it a little hot in here? Yeah. Can we do something about that? Okay. Om Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyaptadehaaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Gukarastvandhakaro vai Gukarastvandhakaro vai Rukarastanivartakaha Rukarastanivartakaha Andhakara nirodhitvat Andhakara nirodhitvat Gururitya Bhidhiyate Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We'll chant the first two verses together. Chaitanyam sarvagam sarvam sarvabhutaguhashayam yat sarva vishayatitam tasmai sarvavide namaha samapayya kriyas sarvaha Dharajñādhāna purvikaha Brahma vidyāmathedānim Vaktum vedav prachakrame. First verse we have seen in detail. It required a lot of explanation because Adi Shankara started with the unfoldment of the vision itself straight away. And so we saw the gist of Vedanta in the first verse, and then now in the second verse he gives the background of how this Brahma Vidya works and where is its placement, and all these things he gives the background. Why should Brahma Vidya be followed? All this we are going to get from verses 2 till 5 or maybe even 6. So we'll be looking at that. So here, look at the verse. Vedaha prachakrame. That is just a basic sentence. The Veda has or had commenced. Lit. Lit means, what is lit? Lit is parokshe. Yeah, that which remotely, that which you are not the witness of something, it's a remote past. So, we didn't notice the Vedas doing this. So, therefore, this particular thing is being used, this particular tense. Now, Vedaha prachakrame, basic sentence. The Veda has or had, better to say, had begun. So what did Veda began? What had Veda begun? And you will find the object of the sentence in the first word of the second line. Brahma Vidyam Vedaha prachakrame. We can also add. So let's just look at this sentence. So let's just expand on the sentence. So first, Vedaha prachakrame. The Veda started or commenced. The Veda had commenced or had started. So what did the Veda commence? Brahma Vidyam Vedaha prachakrame. The Veda started what? the discussion of or the unfoldment of Brahma Vidya. What is Brahma Vidya? The Vidya that one is Brahman. Even if we look at the samasa there, Brahmanaha Vidya, Brahma Vidya, there it doesn't make sense, because the knowledge of Brahman, it is a sixth case compound which is Aupachariki Shashti. Aupachariki means it's just a formal Shashti. It's for just a word only. So if I supposedly said the head of Rahu, what is Rahu? Only head. So here if I say head of Rahu, it makes no sense. Similarly, knowledge of Brahman makes no sense, because it is knowledge which is Brahman, which is you. So, but the grammar goes along with our ignorance, and so we can't do much about it. We just have to go along with it. And so, Brahma Vidyam Prachakrame Vedaha Vaktum. Vaktum means to unfold. From vach, to say, to speak. So the Veda started to speak. It is a gerund. And so here also Vaktum. So Vaktum Vedaha Vaktum Prachakrame. What Vaktum? Brahma Vidyam Vaktum. So now we have done completely the second line, except for two words which are very, very important. Atha and Idanim. Atha means thereafter. Thereafter. And Idanim means now. So, Atha Idanim Vedaha Brahma Vidyam Vaktum Prachakrame. Understood? So, Atha, thereafter, after something. We'll see what that something is. That's obviously in the first line. So, thereafter, after what we will see. Now means after finishing whatever has to be discussed, and then thereafter, now the Veda had started to unfold, to speak, to talk about what? Brahma Vidya. Very nice. What is this now and thereafter? This is a kind of an expression which is very, very common in the study of Vedanta. Because the knowledge of Vedanta, like every other body of knowledge, begs a few prerequisites. If you say, I want to do PhD, somebody says, I want to do a PhD, then we assume they have at least a bachelor's degree. But if the person has not even seen the inside of a school and say, I want to do PhD, we will have to advise that person, well, here are a few prerequisites before you apply to school, graduate school. Here is what you have to finish, here is what you have to do. Anything. Any knowledge has prerequisites. Similarly, one cannot join an advanced yoga class without having done beginning yoga class. What will happen? You can yourself imagine. Okay? What will happen? You yourself imagine. And so this is the problem. And so then Vedanta also, in fact in Vedanta the prerequisites are extremely important, very, very, very important. And so Atha, thereafter, means usually having gained the prerequisites. Athato Brahma Jignasa, first sutra of Brahma Sutra. Atha, there also. And Ataha, like this. So, and here also, thereafter. And Atha is also a Mangalavachi. Mangalavachi means an auspicious word, sometimes used instead of Om. Apparently, the Lord Brahmaji, after he made the whole universe, and then he exclaimed, Atha. He was very happy. And he also said, Om, because he was pleased with the universe. But I am not pleased with the universe. It doesn't depend on your ragadveshas. So, you may not be pleased with the universe, but Bhagavan was very pleased with the universe and uttered the words Om and Atha. And that's how they became Mangalavachi words. Mangalikau ubhau, Omkarascha atha shabdascha, Dvau etau brahmanaf pura. Pura means long time ago. Kantham bhitva viniryatau. These words as though just broke open Brahmaji's throat and came out. Tasmat, therefore, Mangalikau ubhau. They both are considered auspicious. So, in this sutra, Athato Brahma Jignasa, there we have a Mangala Vachaka, because it's the beginning of the study of the Brahma Sutra, and the Brahma Sutra, it's also the beginning of the study of Vedanta, and the study of Vedanta is considered very auspicious, Mangalam. Why? Because it is not just a beginning, but also an ending. After beginning which, there is an ending. Oh no, I don't like endings. Endings, this ending you will really like. Why? Because it's the ending of sorrow. It's the ending of dead end pursuits. It's the ending of all of the quest that was started so many lifetimes ago perhaps. It's the ending of all that. It's the ending of Amangalam. Amangalam means inauspicious. What is inauspicious? That which is incomplete is inauspicious. Because we always pray for completion. Mangalacharanam, the prayer which we saw, was for the completion of the work. So we pray for completion, and if something is incomplete, it is considered absolutely inauspicious because we crave for completion. We want completion. It is considered inauspicious if it doesn't complete. So the human quest in the form of what? Dharma, Artha, Kama. And then I forgot, what's the last one? Moksha. So they are what? They are all Dharma, Artha, Kama especially. The pursuit of Dharma, Artha and Kama leaves one wanting. And who started this pursuit? The one who decided, I am a wanting person. The wanting person, the complaining person, the complaint is because of the wants. The complaining person who is considers oneself to be the wanting person is the one who is convinced that I will get this. If I pursue this, I will get this. Okay, try. Try. Failure. One life gone. Next life. I think I'm going to dress this want in a sari and put some lipstick on it. It's the same old tired want, correct? If you take one broomstick and dress it in a sari, do you think it's going to look beautiful? Not at all. It's the same broomstick. So you dress up the want and you put some frills and frocks on it and nothing is going to happen. It's the same old want. Tired, bored, sad want. Next time also not fulfilled. After that also not fulfilled. One life gone, 2 lives gone, 3 lives gone, 4 lives gone, 5 lives gone. And the want is gone? No, the only thing that's not gone is the want. Hope gone. Still there is hope, but mostly gone. A sense of enchantment gone, creativity gone, happiness gone. because fixated on the same want life after life after life after life after life. This is amangalam. Something's got to change. What has to change? Oh, maybe I should try harder to fulfill this want. That is, you've been there, done that. That has changed, but it hasn't changed. Oh, I know, I should have a whole set of different wants. Been there, done that also. In fact, nobody has just one want. It's a whole closet of wants that one has stuffed, and great difficulty you have closed the door because some guest is coming and you don't want them to see how many wants there are. And the guest opens the cupboard door thinking it's the bathroom. Oh, is this the restroom? Everything comes tumbling down. It's like that. Nobody has one want. The series of wants. So the next plan to have different wants is not going to work. And so what should change? What should change is I should change. I, the wielder of these wants, actually that's not correct, let me correct myself. I, who is wielded by the wants, because the wants are exercising pressure, has to let go, has to come out from under the clutches of these wants, and I can't come out from under the clutches of these wants until and unless I understand, I realize what? Until and unless I realize that this thing that I want is not really what I want at all. Oh, but I do want that. Really? Yeah, I love money. I love money, I love counting it, I love having it, I love my own money, and in fact I love your money more than my own money. Because my own money there's not enough to love. So I love your money, I love other people's money. One can say that. What do you mean? I have to redefine this want. It's money that I want. But if you ask the person who says this, who writes an ode to money, if you ask the person, is it really that money that is making you happy? Yes, they will say in the beginning. But then, after some introspection, one is able to see very clearly that it's not money that is leading to the happiness, but what money represents. Most of the time you don't even see the money. It's a cashless economy. And then you see your paycheck in the form of a little slip from the bank. And then when you see the slip, what do you feel? There is a relief. It's all on paper. But still, that relief is not connected to money. That's why this ataha, very important words in the study of Vedanta. So, because I have to see that the desire, the object of desire is not connected to what I really want. The objects that I desire are not going to fulfill the desire that I have, which has continued from life after life after life. The objects of desire keep changing, but the subject, namely I, continue to be a wanting, lacking person. And so therefore this atha is a very pregnant atha. I thought I could just translate and then go to the first line, but we'll have to just finish this here. Atha means here that after having done the interrogation, an introspective inquiry, which leads one to the only conclusion that one can have after this correct inquiry. And what is that conclusion? The objects of desire keep changing. And what do I want? I want that which does not ever change. I want the changeless thing. I don't want my bank balance to change. I don't want the family members to change. Unless, of course, they are badly behaved right now. But generally, if they are loving to me, I don't want them to change. So therefore, what I am in search of is a kind of a permanence. And I am frustrated by objects, because even money when I make, it does not secure happiness, because the more money I have, the more insecure I become. That's what it is. The more money one has, the more cameras one needs. Because you want to make sure, there is a doorbell cam, and there is what? Some other cam, CCTV for all the grounds. Doorbell also, you see the face of the person standing there. Then only you open the door. Or not, because you don't want them to visit. Possible. So all kinds of cameras, security. Then you have to hire a person. Then you have to hire some other things. Then a safe deposit box. Then something you can lock up. All these things keep on increasing. That means what? My insecurity after gaining what I wanted just now, money. So this, after gaining this money, I should be a secure person. But no, this insecurity is keeping on increasing, like nobody's business. And so therefore, this discrepancy between the object of the want and the sense of fulfillment that I am seeking has to be noticed. And I have to come to the understanding that there is not really a connection between my sense of security, contentment, happiness, whatever you want to call it, and the want itself. The want is a morphed want. It's a want that is a distorted want. No matter what you want, it's a distorted want. Why is it a distorted want? It's like a child. The child is sleepy. But what does the child say? I want to play. And the mother knows, no, you need to have a nap. No, I want to play. No use arguing, because it is 2-year-old. It cannot understand anything. It cannot understand reason, logic, nothing. And so what will the mother do? Yes, we are going to play. Oh, but I want to play outside. No, we'll play a nice, quiet game in the room itself, in the house itself. The mother just picks the child up and just pats it twice, and it's gone into nirvikalpa samadhi. So, asleep. So even at 52, 42, 52, 62, 82, doesn't matter. From 2, you get to any age ending in 2, still it doesn't matter. That same distorted want, because in a way, one is still a child. One is not grown up emotionally. Emotional baby. And this big baby also doesn't understand what it really wants. It thinks I want money. It thinks I want this, I want that. I want to have this experience. I want to go here. I want to go there. I want to do this. I want to do that. It thinks all these things. But what it wants, only the mother knows. Oh, this big baby also has a mother? Yes, we all have a universal mother, Mother Shruti. She knows the Upanishad, she knows. She is the mother. Adi Shankara himself says, she is like 1,000 loving, functional mothers. She knows what is good for this big baby in the form of this complaining jiva. She knows. And she says that you have all gone soft in the head because of not being able to interrogate the wants. Your want is what? Is a distorted want, because you think this is going to make you secure, this is going to make you happy. But what you really want is to be free of being a wanting person. That is what you really want. And just like the child in the example, this big baby also fights with the Shruti. No, I don't like what you're saying. Okay, no problem, no pressure. Why? Because there's another life. If not this life, another life is there, another Gurukulam in that life is there, and another teachers, acharyas are there. Study. And people have some spiritual, romanticism even about going to ashrams and studying. They want to plan for the future. They come and tell me, will you be my guru in my next life also? And I say, I'm not planning to have a next life. And so should you also not plan to have a next life. Oh, but I like the next life. Okay, you're on your own then. Oh, but what will happen to my spiritual quest? Don't worry. There'll be other teachers, other gurus, gurukulams, and other ways of studying, because this knowledge does not die and you will fulfill your quest. Do not worry about that. This is called planning for the future. So the freedom is not from anything. Samsara is here. Samsara is not out there. Samsara is in the way you look at your life. You look at other people's lives. You look at the Jagat. You look at other jivas. You look at Ishvara. This is samsara, the distortion, the cataract in the vision, which sees a division between myself and the Lord, between myself and the Goddess, between myself and the whole Jagat, the universe, between myself and other jivas. And even then, there is also an inner split between myself, the adult, the thinking, reasoning person, and this recalcitrant, complaining child, which keeps receding back to this, being this mandu. Mandu means stubborn. This is what one has to see. This is what the Shruti wants you to see. And the Shruti wants the best. And so therefore, atha means after this has been accomplished, idanim, thereafter, now Brahma Vidya can be started. I have a lot more to say about this, but first let's finish this, translating this verse, so that we are still in the same flow. So then, atha idanim means after what? Samapya, here for the sake of the meter, samapaya, same thing. Samapya, root is up, and sam plus up means concluding. Samapya, samapaya, concluding. What? Concluding what? Kriyaha, sarvaha. Sarvaha kriyaha samapya, concluding all the, we can loosely take it as actions, but here specifically ritualistic actions. Kayikam karma, vachikam karma, manasam karma. Physicalized action. Like what? Pujas, yajnas. And then verbal actions like chanting, etc. Mental actions like various upasanas. Having finished that, having put an end to that, Meaning, growing out of that, graduating from the need to be attached to various karmas, ritualistically ordained Vaidika karmas or Laukika karmas, what should I say, in the worldly karmas, sacred and secular karmas. Giving up the attachment to this karma, really speaking, is the attachment to the karma? No. What is the attachment to? Karma phala. One is not a karma hog, one is a karma phala hog. Yes. Karma phala holic. That is what one is. Addicted to karma phala. Bhogaya karma. Why do I do karma? For the sake of bhoga. Only thing, I get roga instead of bhoga. That's all that happens. That's why I'm not able to enjoy. Bhoga turns into what? Roga. Roga means disease. So therefore, I have to see that this addiction to karma phala is what is making me go in search of and be completely attached to various rituals as a way of getting what I want, because the means that I have employed are not much good. So when a child, go back to the same thing, the child example. When a child tries to get what it wants, let's say the mother has put a jar of cookies out of reach of the child on purpose. So it goes on its little tippy toes, tries to get, nothing happens. Then it drags a little chair and then tries to climb on the chair, falls, cries, nothing happens, the cookies are far away. Then what will it do? It knows the mother is strict, no use, because the mother is the one who has kept it up. It will go to the father perhaps and say, drag him there and say, look at it. Point to the cookies and make big eyes and say, look, I'm so hungry. Haven't had anything all day. Here, help me to get that. In the same way, when locally all of one's efforts do not work, one goes to Ishvara the father, Ishwari the mother, and says, look, this want is out of my reach. Give me, give me, give me. All the Vedic prayers are all what? Give me, give me, give me. Give me this, give me that. And then that also didn't work. Give me something else. Give, 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 give. Give, 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 give is another way of saying, I want, I want, I want, I want, I want. Same exact thing. Prayers are just looking for Bhagavan, Bhagavan's intervention, Bhagavan as father, Bhagavan as mother, Bhagavan's intervention in my life, because my own interventions have not succeeded. I have limited tools, I have limited everything. And then, what else does it say? So, kriyaha sarvaha samapya. So the entry into Brahma Vidya, it's not, see, the structure of the sentence is very interesting. It's like it says that the Brahma Vidya was commenced after all these kriyas were exhausted. But here it is just showing the placement of the Upanishads, which is at the end of the Vedas for the most part, except for Sri Rudram, which is considered kind of an Upanishad, and the Ishavasya Upanishad also, which is in the Veda proper. So, Vedanta means at the end of the Vedas. Vedanam antaha. That it is just a placement, a location, that which occurs at the end of the Veda. Vedanam antaha Vedantaha. It's a placement. And then that which occurs at the end of the Veda is what is talked about. And then Adi Shankara is seeking to explain why does it occur at the end of the Vedas. And that reason is given by Atha and Idanim, and then the first line which says Kriyaha Sarvaha Samapya. Having overcome the draw to keep changing, the way the life is unfolding, by wanting Bhagavan's intervention constantly in order to fulfill all kinds of mostly nonsensical wants. Having finished that, overcoming the penchant for that, then only the Veda will speak to you. Because if you are not ready, that portion of the Veda will not shine. The Veda is divided into Purva Bhaga and Uttara Bhaga. Karma Kanda and Jnana Kanda. These are all synonyms. So the Karma portion details all kinds of prayers for all kinds of situations that one might be in, and for all kinds of nonsensical wants. Really, there are prayers for everything. There are rituals for everything. Somebody can say, I want a child. No problem. Putra Kameshti Yajna. This is how Rama was born. Rama was the offspring, the blessing of this yaga called Putra Kama Ishti. Ishti means Yajna. Putra Kama, the desire to have a child, progeny. And then, you do a yajna, etc. It's very expensive. And the Veda makes sure that you can afford to bring up this child, if you have one. And so, Putra Kameshti Yajna. Kariri, there is another one. Wherever there are no rains, it rains. If you do this ritual, it will start raining. And one German researcher went all over India, all over the world, really. And then he did it in the desert. He did just to see if it will work. 9-day ritual. And on the 10th day, even in the desert, in the middle of the summer, rains came. Don't ask how. But there is a connection there. Then I imagine he must have gone also, because you have to test the other side also. He would have gone to Cherrapunji. What is Cherrapunji? The rainiest city in India, in the northeast. In fact, there's only one day it's not supposed to rain. So he must have gone there. I'm imagining this. I'm not thinking that it's not true. Okay, yeah. So I'm imagining that he would have gone there on June 21st when it's not supposed to rain, the only day it's not supposed to rain, or maybe in the winter or something. And then that day also it rained, and he and the Rigvedic priests that were there were booted out of town because the only shopping day they lost because of this ritual. So there's all kinds of rituals. I want to have a wonderful job. No problem, do this ritual. I want to have a wonderful job, but I want to cut out the competitors, not competition, mind you, competitors. I want this fellow to just, I don't want him to die. I'm very compassionate. What I want him to do or her to do, I want them to just drop out of whatever I want. That also there is a mantra, there is incantation for that. There are spells, there are yajnas for that. And they are all most of them are in the Atharva Veda. That's why the first 3 are counted. But this is a desire For every human desire, there is some kind of a quote-unquote divine intervention, and that comprises the first portion of the Vedas. The first portion is just for babies. Really, this is why I have been saying this. These big babies who are called as such in the Upanishad. Balaha. Nasamparayah pratibhati balam pramadyantam vittamohena moodham. Upanishad herself calls them babies, big babies. Samparayah means the consequences of one's actions, that one is accountable. Yes, you cut out the competitors, but you have to pay for that in the next life or even in this life. Na pratibhati, these consequences do not shine. That there is karma phala, and that karma phala is going to just increase my involvement in samsara. This is not known to these people, na pratibhati, because they are emotionally just too immature. Pramadyantam, meaning they keep making the same mistakes. Oh, should I not make mistakes? Make mistakes. Make new mistakes each time. That's what one would say. That means what? If I'm making the same mistake, that means I'm not learning from them. If I make new mistakes, that means I'm experimenting, I'm growing. This is a good sign. And so, pramadyantam means who repeatedly make the same mistake. What is that mistake? Sadhana sadhya asambandha. Not connecting the cause and effect. Not connecting the means and the goal. Not being accountable for their actions and the results thereof. Why? Vittamohena moodham, deluded by the love of money and other such things. And what do they think? Ayam lokaha eva. This world alone is there. No other realm is there. Iti mani. This is what they think. And they don't, they fall from the Purusharthas. Elsewhere it is said in the same Kathopanishad. And so, the first portion of the Veda is there as a crutch. As a crutch for those who think they cannot be independent of this. I cannot manage my wants independently. I am a helpless, hapless, hopeless jiva thrown in this big vast ocean called the Jagat, and I need a boat, I need a crutch, I need this, I need that. For them, the raft is provided. They themselves are asked to construct the raft. How? Do some good karma, you will get the raft. Plavahyete adridah yajna rupaha. Plava means boat. And this yajna that you do is a bamboo in the raft. One yajna, actually let me rephrase that. Many yajnas, one bamboo. So, minimum how many bamboos you need for a raft? At least 8-10 you need. You have to be able to sit there and row. And then what happens? And you string the bamboos together. And the string is called Shraddha. Shraddha means the belief that these yajnas are going to take me across. That this itty-bitty raft is going to take me across this ocean of samsara. And then you row your boat, not merrily, not gently. There is one, what is that? Row your boat gently down the stream. This is not a stream, this is a raging ocean. Sadly, until you realize that life is but a dream. We have to rephrase that. Sadly, you keep rowing. So, this is the problem here. The problem is one of not growing up. Like the baby addicted to its toys. The baby addicted to its feeding bottle. Even though it is big enough to eat solid food. It's addicted to the bottle. It's addicted to the mother's breast. Whatever it is, there is an addiction. Similarly, this big baby is addicted to the results of the first portion of the Vedas. Oh, but I don't even know what Vedas are. This doesn't apply to me. What do you mean? I can barely spell the word Veda. I don't know what it means. It also applies to you. I told you this text is timeless. It applies to you also. How? Because of the various efforts you put to gain the wants, to gain the results of the karma. What do? You put various efforts. You keep putting effort after effort after effort after effort. So therefore what happens? Therefore there is just ayasa. After effort you feel like taking a rest. And then back again to do more and more effort. What kind of effort? Wrong effort. Because the first portion of the Veda is like a lollipop that the child wants. Just something to suck on. That's all. At the end of a stick, something to suck on. To derive some sugary satisfaction. One lollipop finished, then one gets a sugar, the baby gets a sugar high and jumps up and down like a ball, bounces off the wall, and then after that what? Crash, cry. Same thing happens to this big baby. Crash, burn and cry. Repeatedly. Still, somehow that disconnect does not go. And so, the Upanishads, the placement of the Upanishad, therefore, is deliberately at the end of the Vedas. Why? So that the person gets some emotional maturity. How can I get emotional maturity through keeping on pursuing what I don't really want? Well, that itself, because there is intervention, Bhagavad intervention is there. Bhagavan's intervention being there, that is why the first portion of the Veda is not a waste, it's a blessing. Just like sometimes the local parents allow the child to fall while it's walking. This fat little baby starts to walk and goes like this, falls down. Baby cries. The parents don't cry. The parents are laughing. Because it's doing what it's supposed to do. And then the baby cries, false cry. Oh, pick me up, I can't walk. Yes, you can. Try again. Try again. And sometimes what the parents do? Something that the baby likes, like an apple or some other fruit, candy. The parent will walk backwards and have the child walk. The candy is just outside the reach of the fingers of this baby. And the baby walks, forgetting that it had just cried and said, I cannot walk, I'm too tired. The baby walks a few more steps, thinking I will get this apple, I will get this orange, I will get this fruit. Or the mother holds her hands like this, the mother doesn't need any toy or anything. Sometimes. The mother says, just come to me, I'll hold you. Just a little bit away, that's all. Similarly, the Shruti also gives promises. Do this and you will be blessed. Go a little further. Yes, you can do this. Along with the promises, there are also disappointments. Why? Because I haven't done the yajna properly. I did some, what is that called? Shortcuts. Shortcuts don't work in yajna. Store-bought ghee. It's a no-no actually. Store-bought, already cut wood chips. This is what we use in the modern yajna. You're supposed to pick up things that have fallen down, sticks, etc. So, the shortcuts don't work. The results will be curtailed if they are not followed exactly. And therefore the raft, remember the raft we were building? Yeah, the raft is very, very compromised. It is, the Shraddha is shaky, the string is shaky, the raft is extremely either waterlogged or not wide enough, not big enough, not strong enough. Because I am using finite desires, finite objects to gain the infinite. That I have infinite desires is not a problem. What is the problem is that I am not understanding that all these infinite desires is really the desire for the infinite as me. This is what I am not understanding. And so the first portion of the Veda is a playpen for these big babies to sit and play with jobs. I want a new job. Why? What happened to the old job? I don't like the commute. Okay, new job. The commute is better? Yeah, that's good. But you don't seem very happy. No, the boss is not okay. I want yet one more job where I can have a different boss. Oh, did you get the new job? Yes. Did you get a new boss? Yes. Are you happy? Everything, the hand goes like this. New boss, okay. Why? Why only okay? Different body, but same control issues for the boss. This is the problem. That's why always the hand goes like this. So. How is your job? How is your house? I fulfilled the dream of purchasing a house that was wonderful, but it has problems. That's why, like this. How are the children? They are teenagers now. And finally, how is the marriage? On a precipice. Nothing is fulfilling. Everything is half okay and the other half not okay. In fact, if we are honest with ourselves, 9/10 not okay, 1/10 maybe okay for the time being. So, samapya kriyaha sarvaha, and then purvikaha. Purvikaha means preceded by. So these kriyas are preceded by what? Dara. Agni. Agni is a upalakshana, is a metaphor for all fire rituals. Because without fire you can't do the ritual. What is Dara? Dara Singh, wrestler. Dara, in Sanskrit is very interesting. The word wife, there are 3 words, at least 3. One is called, what is that? Bharya. Bharya means she who is worthy of being carried. Not literally, but figuratively. Means to have as a sahadharmacharini or a sahadharmini, she who is worthy of noble descent and a wonderful lady who is worthy of being a life partner for the whole life. Then we have a word kalatram, neuter, but it still means wife. Then we have a word Dara. Dara is masculine actually. And I don't care for this word, not because it is grammatically masculine, but because of its vyutpatti. Vyutpatti means the origination, the grammatical derivation. Dharayati bhratrun, she who breaks up the brothers-in-law, that's a better way of saying. The husband's brothers, she will break up. She who breaks up is called Dara. Not very nice. It is assuming that all women who are married have no other agenda than to break up the family of the in-laws. This is a stereotype. But doesn't matter. For whatever reason, it has been used. And then, so, Dara means wife. Spouse. We can just take it as spouse. That's better. Why do you need spouse? Because only married people can do yajna. Unmarried people are not authorized to do most of the yajnas in the Veda, and most of the yajnas are wish fulfilling, and then you can't just fulfill your wish without taking into consideration the spouse. She has to agree. You can't say, I'm going to do Putra Kameshti yajna by myself. The fellow does Putra Kameshti yajna and then tells the wife, here, take care of this. He has to consult her. They have to do it together. Before they used to do it together. Agnihotra, daily ritual, both of them used to do it together. And supposing the husband was out of town or not available, the wife could do it. We see this in even in the later texts like the Ramayana, Sita doing Agnihotra. And even out of the Asuras, this one, what is that? Tara, the wife of Sugriva and Vali, she also did one fire ritual by herself. But generally, it is, it is done together. But as the religion became more and more patriarchal, then the women were not allowed to wear the sacred thread, unfortunately. But still, they are kartas. They are still entitled to do the ritual. And so, at the time of marriage, the husband, the groom, was given an extra sacred thread which he wore instead of the wife. Still to this day done in India. It is followed. The husband wears the extra thread. So she has to be part of it. And then so one has to get married. If you want to fulfill all your desires, you have to get married, because without marriage no desires will be fulfilled. And besides, one has a desire to get married anyway, because one wants a life partner. Because what's the point of fulfilling my desire if the life partner is not there? Most people think like this. So, Dara is Purvika, is there before. It precedes the yajna. It precedes the second portion of the Veda. Agni karma, or nitya karma, naimittika karma, kamya karma, and I'll explain what all those are. They all precede various kinds of karmas. Agni karmas, fire rituals, precede the pursuit of Vedanta. Because all those have a purpose. They are not wasted. Just like the baby with the various toys in the playpen, the toys have a purpose of keeping this baby occupied and out of mischief. Yeah, mother has to cook, father has to cook, whatever, they have to do things. They have to cook, clean and do things in the house. So they'll put this baby in a playpen with a few toys where they can keep watching it. But for 1 hour you have to entertain yourself. And the baby does that, doesn't get into trouble. The big baby also is occupied putting ghee in the middle of the fire. Oh, so many offerings. Oh, now I have to put this, what is that called? Puffed rice. Okay, swaha, I have to say swaha. Okay, oh, now I shouldn't say swaha, I have to say vashat. Okay, vashat, swaha. This big baby is occupied. If the small baby is not occupied, what does it do? puts its hand in the electrical outlet. Ooh, let's see what's there. Oh, terrible. Or goes and unravels something. Goes and some crashing sound is heard from the other room, and the parents have to run to find out what this little fellow is doing. Similarly, the big baby also, if it is not occupied in the playpen of the first portion of the Veda, gets into serious trouble. Plans to rob a bank, plans to go and do something to somebody else, plans to not follow dharma and use adharmic shortcuts to gain whatever one wants. Therefore, the person is kept addicted to yajna for as long as is needed. More we'll see in the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadagya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. I'll be sitting in that room. If people need to see me, they can come now. There is one room somewhere, I never know where it is, but you can just follow me. Yeah.